3. Oh. Hi, Helen. Thank you so much for coming on the Foghorn Podcast.
I'm delighted to.
So nice to have you here. So what would you like to share with us today?
I just want to talk about my experience of living in Dubai I lived in Dubai since 2008, and I left to go to university in the UK in 2020. So I just want to share my experiences and maybe give a little bit of advice on what it's like to move to a different country.
Wow, that sounds like a challenging experience, or I'm sure lots of things came up. So what happened? Tell us about that, and what made you decide to move to the UK?
Well, I'm actually from the UK originally anyway, so I was going to go to university, and we went to. So I went in September, and sadly, because it's 2020, we were struck with COVID and all the restrictions when we moved to university. So, our ideals of the kind of best uni year of your life, going out and partying, meeting lots of new people and everything, we never got to do much of that. So that's one of the things I struggled with most. I think even on a normal uni year, I would have struggled anyway, because the thing is, you move from a country where you know how it works, you've got a money system that you understand, you've got like prices of things, you know what they are and what it means, and then you move to a completely new country and it's like a different money system. So it's like a pound is 5 dirhams, but 5 dirhams in Dubai won't be the same as 5 dirhams in the UK. So you're like, you don't know what's expensive and what's not expensive. So it can be quite hard to adjust.
No, definitely. There must have been so many things you had to adjust to. I mean, that's just one thing, which of course there's so many things, because money is a very important, thing anyway. So what else? And you had the COVID as well on top of everything. So so how did you well, what came up for you? Like so you said the money was difficult, but what else was difficult for you?
I think mostly it was the kind of culture like you have of youth of in England. So like everyone would be going to the pub at the weekend with their mates because they're 18 and they can go and drink, and it's just like, I've obviously never been able to order my drinks in Dubai and stuff like that. Also, I've never been clubbing. I mean, I know you can in Dubai if you've got IDs and stuff, but I've never done that. And you're like set with a group of people that have lived there their entire lives, so they obviously have something in common with each other. And you move from Dubai and then everyone kind of assumes stereotypes, because they think of Dubai either as, I've been asked, do I have to wear an abaya
when
I'm there, or I'm asked if I'm super rich. They ask me if I see the police race cars around all the time.
Oh yeah, of course. So were you the only one who had lived somewhere else then? Everybody else had been based in the UK?
Yeah, most of my friends are all based in the UK. One of my flatmates last year, he was from Spain. So there weren't very many people from like Asia or Africa or anything. They were mainly either from Europe or the UK. So you don't really get much of a wide cultural base.
Yeah,
especially
like
Dubai. And from Dubai.
It must be strange because you are from the UK, but you just haven't grown up there. So that is, so it's like, where do you kind of
associate with?
Yeah. And how did you, so what happened then? Like so apart from the questions and things, like how did you connect? I mean, did you feel lonely at first then?
Definitely, just because of COVID, it felt very hard, because what we had, I think they're still doing it this year, you have to stay within a certain group of people. So we were given a household of about, I think there's probably about 10 of us maybe, because quite a lot of people didn't come back for various parts of the year, because
Oh,
obviously they were stuck in other countries. I mean,
yeah.
I got stuck from
Did you?
November to about April in Dubai.
No way. So it was online.
Yeah. Yeah, all online. So it does get very lonely if you're especially
Yeah.
online, because, and also I know basically probably about 5 people on my course, and that's only because I had to go to an in-person excavation, because I take archaeology.
Okay.
So it got very lonely, and it's
Yeah.
very difficult to get counselling. So you have to wait 2 weeks, um, and various other things. And also the welfare system for my uni wasn't great, because basically they weren't there because of COVID.
Wow.
So we had difficulty with that, but I got help in the end. Like it was quite difficult to set up the NHS, because also in Dubai you're not used to having public healthcare, and you have to call, and then obviously because of COVID they had triage systems, and they still do it now actually.
Do they?
So you definitely have to call up well in advance.
Yeah, it's not instant. Yeah. In Dubai, everything is like instant,
Yeah,
isn't it? And convenient. And there's always somebody to help you.
yeah,
You're kind of in a bubble in Dubai, aren't you?
yeah, definitely,
It's
definitely in a
very,
bubble.
yeah, yeah. Wow. So that's a lot then. That's a lot to deal with. So you were online in Dubai then?
Yeah,
Okay, okay. And okay. So everything was online.
yeah. Even when we were in the UK, we never actually went into uh uni. The entire year was online. No one
Really?
had in-person lectures until about, gosh, maybe the last term, and we had in-person seminars, but no lectures were online. All the lectures were online, sorry. So
Wow. So
we really didn't
yeah.
have much of a uni year. It was just basically sitting in our rooms.
And who did you meet then? Just your housemates?
Just the people who lived in my flat and the people in my household, and then the people I'm living with now, which were basically in the flat next to me. So we had
Wow.
like a very limited amount of like socialization.
Yeah. Wow, that must have been so strange.
Mm.
How did you like did you form friendships with them?
Yeah, no, like obviously some people you don't get along with,
Of course.
but
Yeah.
obviously I managed to find a group of people that I really connected with, and we have lots of fun. And we did like, because of obviously we couldn't go much to the pub, so we had like little game nights and everything. We had movie nights, so it was really lovely. So you definitely
Yeah.
do find, like, you get quite scared that you can't find people that you're gonna, connect with, and be friends with and have mutual things with, but you do actually find them, and once you find them, like, you're settled, you'll be fine, because it
Exactly.
makes you a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, because I've spoken to a lot of students actually, especially now because, people are just starting university again, for the first
Yeah.
time or second year or whatever. And it seems to be the biggest fear.
Mm.
Um, you know, I don't want to be alone and am I going to meet friends? Because I
Yeah.
think when you're alone, well, yeah, everything is just feels so much harder,
Mm.
doesn't it? But once you meet your friends and like you said, you have that connection.
Mm.
What's important about that then, do you think? Having good friends.
I think it just makes you a lot more comfortable. It also means you always have like someone to come and do something with you. Like going to the shop is like, it may be a bit scary if you're not used to like walking to the shop alone, and like especially in some cities, it's like not very safe to walk alone.
Oh,
So it's always nice to have someone to hang out with, and just someone to chat to, because if you don't have anyone to chat to, you get really lonely, and then you just bottle up a bit.
you're
But I
right. You're
think
right.
the universities do very well on making everyone socialize with each other. So especially in Freshers Week, even though we were like restricted in COVID, they still managed to put on some activities for us, and I remember the first night we were there, and they made us all sit out on the landing so that we could all chat to each other and just get to know each other.
Brilliant. Yeah, because the importance of that. Because yeah,
Mm.
if you're on your own for too long,
Yeah.
it's really can be dangerous,
Mm.
really. Can be
Yeah.
dangerous. And it's quickly, isn't it? You can feel lonely
Mm.
quickly. I mean, even just
Yeah.
one day, if you don't talk to anyone. I mean, it's yeah.
Mm.
So what helped you the most then? Having the community or
I think it was just yeah, just like having people to hang out with, because I think what upset me the most when I was there was not being able to talk to people, and I had really bad anxiety, so
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, so I think what helped me was I called the doctors and they gave me some antidepressants to help me, and then that, I think once I started taking those, I was a bit more calm, and it made me
Right.
realize, oh, they don't like, you get quite feared that people are not liking you and just they don't want to be friends with you, and then once that
Yeah.
calms down, you get to realize they're just also very shy,
Yes.
because
Yes.
you're all in the same boat, you all don't know each other, so it's just better
Exactly.
to you just all need to sit down, chat about things, play some games, see what people are like.
Wow. No, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. And I think with the anxiety, so many, yeah. And I think, yeah, the important thing is to address it, isn't it? And
Yeah,
realize, yeah, you're not alone in feeling that. Like you said,
yeah.
probably everybody else is feeling it as well, but nobody wants to say it first because they
I
think,
was gonna say, I think I'm very anxious. Like a million people will say the same thing, be like, "Oh my gosh, yes, this is how I'm feeling. Like this is what's happened to me too." Like it's just
wow,
very close knit if you suddenly like talk about them, because everyone's very
exactly.
scared to admit it. But
Yeah. And when you know somebody else is feeling that as well, it just,
yeah,
you just feel so much better, don't you? I guess because then you
yeah,
don't feel alone.
exactly. So it's like, oh, I'm not, not normal. There's someone else
Yeah.
going through it.
Exactly, and that's the important thing of having real conversations, because normally
Mm,
when somebody opens up first, somebody
mm,
else will, it just takes the
yeah,
first person, doesn't it? And then,
exactly.
yeah, but it's sometimes hard to be the first person.
Definitely.
But no, that's great. And so what would have was there any, could there have been anything that would have helped you more, like looking back now, like
I
anything from your
think
teachers, parents?
I think maybe just a bit more of a, I think no one really gives you a pep talk before you go to university. Like, I think it would be better if you just say, like, it's gonna be, no one tells you that it's gonna be hard. Everyone just says to you, oh my gosh, you're gonna have the best years of your life. You're
Yeah.
gonna go out clubbing, you're gonna go out having so much fun, you're gonna make so many friends, but no one really talks about maybe feeling a bit anxious, maybe a bit nervous. Because when you ask people after the whole year they've had, they just go, oh yeah, it was the funnest time of my life. But no one ever admits to, actually, I really struggled at first. It was very
Yeah.
difficult because, and especially that's something I struggled with, because I saw all my friends on social media having a blast of a time, and then you're stuck there being like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
not feeling the same way. And then once I actually spoke to them, they said, oh, actually, I felt that way when I first got there. It's only now that I feel better and I feel more social and I have lots of friends. So it's just something
Yeah.
people don't always talk about.
Yeah. And why do you think that is? Because like you said, it's so important to talk about it. Why do you think people
I
don't
think
share
it's
that?
just a bit of a taboo subject sometimes. I think people don't want to admit that they're very socially anxious, or they didn't get along with certain people. I think it's just something that they want to be able to be that kind of person who instantly, has fun, meets lots of friends. No one wants to admit that they struggled.
Yeah.
But I think it's very important to just admit that, I did have trouble, but you know what? Now I found an amazing bunch of people that I can hang out with. I think it's part of being able to try and find who your people are and what kind
Yeah.
of group you situate yourself with.
Exactly, exactly. And like you say, and that's another thing with social media, you
Mm,
just normally see people's best sides, don't you?
exactly.
And then you compare. Did you compare yourself to them then at the beginning?
Yeah, I just saw, like, especially with the different universities, like some universities had lower restrictions. So then obviously I was in Durham and it had a lot of high restrictive um laws going on at the time. So like we couldn't go out, and then it was like a county lockdown, and it was like limited to 6 people, and we had to stick within our households as well. So, and then some of my friends down in Exeter were like partying, and their university had like
Huh.
really lax restrictions on. So it was a bit difficult to see, like, am I just not there yet, or am I just,
Yeah,
is like this going to be the rest of my year where I'm not going to have fun? Am I
yeah.
going to struggle?
Exactly. And no, thank you so much for sharing this. And what advice would you give to young students now who are feeling really lonely, or they think there's something wrong with them, maybe they're feeling a bit anxious before university? Like, what advice would you give to them? Like, what do you wish somebody had said to you?
I think just stay in contact with your friends that you have now, because the thing is, I still text loads of my friends that I had at school, and the thing is, we all feel really lonely and not like we have any friends. And just if you keep in contact with people, you won't feel so anxious. And try and give each other pep talks, try and socialize with people. And it's very scary, but once you just talk to someone and just say like, hi, my name's Helen, I take this, like, what do you study, what hobbies do you have? And also try and join, there's so many societies at university. There's a society for like everything, every show, every like hobby, try and join them, because then you have a group of people that have something in common with you.
Yeah.
So then you have someone to, maybe start a conversation with.
Wow. Okay. So reach out, to be the first to reach out as well.
Yeah.
And is there anything else you do to like keep yourself, healthy?
I think just keep busy, I have lots of plants.
Oh, really?
I think keep busy, like I don't always stay in my room. Another thing at university is maybe keep your door open. That's what a lot of us did when we first moved in, so that when people walk past, or when someone moved into your uni hall, that you could strike up a conversation with them, because you've seen them walk past, and they know that your door's open, so that they can come and have a chat with you.
Yeah, so small things like that. So being open, being ready. But what about, do you do anything else, like because I was talking to a student who's just about to go off studying abroad, and she was like, I'm gonna have to eat well and exercise, and she was like feeling overwhelmed about her routine of having to like look after herself. Is there anything that helps you with that? It keeps getting stuck.
Out then.
Yeah. Are you still there?
No, but I think it is overwhelming. You think you have to plan, you have to eat so healthy, and you think that you need to lose like weight while you're over uni, because everyone talks about how much weight you put on.
Do they really?
Yeah, I think most of the, like us, we put on weight when we went to uni, because obviously you're not used to cooking for yourself, so then you just you settle for like easy meals, where it's like frozen food, chips that you can just put in the oven 20 minutes. But I think I definitely advise getting a little like whiteboard where you can write down your meals for the day. And it also helps with budgeting, because money is really hard to budget, especially if you're freshers, so you're going out drinking or to the pub every weekend. Because quite a lot of your money, like in freshers, goes towards like alcohol or games or something.
Yeah. That's good. The whiteboard, that's a good idea. Yeah, that seems write things down.
If you're stressed about like eating healthy, get a board, write down what you're going to eat for the week, and then go shopping for it, and then you're settled for a week. You don't have to stress about what food you need. And then for exercise, I sometimes go running, although it's very hilly over here compared to Dubai. Definitely get some hard grip trainers if you want to run in England.
No, that's good. Yeah.
I think you don't need to stress that much about exercising in the UK, because it's like you walk in Dubai, in the UAE, you don't walk anywhere. You drive everywhere. It's the complete opposite here. You walk everywhere.
Really?
And if you're in a bigger city, you take public transport, but you still walk majority of the time anyway. And their universities always have great gyms that you can join and go to, and there's always loads of people that will go with you.
Oh, brilliant. So how are you now? Like how do you feel now with everything?
I think I'm very chill and calm. I'm very happy. I've got my second year uni house, and I've made it look very nice. I've got all my posters and everything up.
Fleetwood Mac. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love
and
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, I've got like some great housemates. Four of us are in the house now out of the 6.
Yeah.
So there's loads of people coming back to uni now, and I think it will be a bit more social and a bit more calming. I think it was very stressful because everyone was like trying to work out what you want to do, like and very stressed on like who they're going to hang out with and everything. I think second year is a bit more calm. But I think freshers will be fine. Also, you don't have to worry so much about sticking really hard on the work, you know. And not to say don't work, but 40% is a pass for first year, and everyone always tells you, no matter what year you're in, don't focus too much on the work, you know, focus on trying to create a bond with people. And if you're worried that you're not creating a bond with anyone, just, you know, maybe reach out to an old friend, try and, you know, confide in them, and that might give you a bit of a pep talk and help you, you know, give you pointers, maybe conversation starters.
Brilliant. No, thank you so much, Helen. It's very valuable what you've shared today. And before we end, is there anything else you would like to say? Anything else you'd like to say? Yeah.
No, I think that's it, really.
Yeah, you've said a lot. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. One word. What about if I say, what's one word to sum this up?
Oh gosh.
Well, I put you on the spot there. One word to sum up.
I don't know. Be happy. That's 2 words, maybe.
That's okay. That sounds good.
Prioritize yourself, maybe.
Oh, prioritize yourself. Wow, I like that. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Helen. And yes, and if anybody, I'm sure this will help many students who are going through what you went through last year. So thank you so much.
Good.